Good morning, Sarah here, Shamanic guide, way shower, healer. If you're new here, please hit that like button, subscribe, share if you like. It all helps. Thank you. So what is a Shamanic guide? I don't call myself a shaman, occasionally shamanic practitioner. But mostly guide, and using the word shamanic kind of gives people an idea of exactly what sort of a guide I am, rather than a tourist guide perhaps, or maybe that too. So it's a multi-dimensional role, deeply rooted in spiritual practice. I'm a mediator between worlds, if you like, between the physical and the spiritual or non-ordinary dimensions. Journeying between the ordinary limits of reality. So through shamanic journeying and energy work, I communicate with spirits, ancestors, nature beings, to bring back guidance for a client or the community, really. So it's bringing back healing or knowledge in order to pass that on to whoever might ask for it. I help to heal and transform physical, emotional or spiritual wounds, and energy work might include extraction of negative energies, so that clears a blockage. So for example, if somebody has an addiction or some mental health issues, it might be because they have a blockage of negative energies, or even entities in some cases, which need to be removed so that that person can then allow the energy to flow freely through them and heal from that. Soul retrieval is another one, guidance from the spiritual world, helping connect with their soul essence. So I would do a shamanic journey to find that soul essence, to bring it back, to encourage it to come back, and I do that with the help of my power animals. And what it does, it offers clarity and suggests ways of healing from dilemmas. What else do I do? I would also lead ceremonies and rituals to honour spirits, to bring balance or mark important moments in somebody's life. It's a way of holding sacred space with respect and intention. So by setting a sacred space, the client or the community can then set their intentions to bring in healing for themselves. It's very much, as I say, a guidance role. I'm not doing the healing. Well, I kind of am, because spirit is working through me, but it's much more a way of empowering people to heal themselves, really. I guess you could call me a keeper of wisdom, because I have trained in both North and South American traditions, and I'm very much rooted in Celtic traditions too. So it's a combination of wisdom that I have gleaned from various indigenous, even the Celtic is indigenous, slightly different traditions, but with the same end goal, if you like, of bringing healing to the community or individual. So, through many years, I have gained a lot of insight and knowledge, sort of ancient wisdoms, and then I can use that to help others. And it's about passing down teachings of the natural world and the interconnectedness of all things. So, through honouring the different seasons and nature in general, I can pass on the knowledge that I have learned over the years. And so I guess I act as a bridge between the past and the present, helping people also connect with ancestors and the practices of their ancestors, to preserve that wisdom and maybe to adapt those teachings for the modern world. I mean, things were perhaps done in a slightly different way in years gone by, so we can apply that wisdom and those teachings to a modern setting, if you like, to be able to work with our lives as they are now. It's also a role of perhaps guiding communities through times of crisis and growth, and that means, bringing a tribe of people together. I live in a very lovely community here in mid Wales, where it's always been the tradition to help each other out, and I think that's so missing in big city life, if you like. You perhaps don't even know who your neighbour is in a big city, but it's bringing people back to that old way of looking after each other in community. What else? A shamanic guide's role is to be a conduit for higher knowledge, and to be a conduit for that spiritual growth and healing, if you like, to come through. Finding balance and harmony between humans and the spirit realms. So again, I'm a conduit between ordinary human life and unordinary, non-ordinary spiritual world, if you like. So I journey between the two, bringing information from the spiritual and natural world, and I guess that facilitates a deeper connection to ourselves and to nature and the unseen forces that shape reality. So I'm just really passing on knowledge that has been held for a very long time, and in this day and age, people have lost that knowledge, really. So I'm just a guide that can share what I've learned on my path with others who are perhaps starting out, or even people who have been doing it for a long time, perhaps in a different tradition, and feel that more of a connectedness to nature is where they need their lives to go. And I'm feeling more and more people are looking for that, searching for that interconnectedness that perhaps they're missing in their lives, having to do a job that is really just paying your mortgage and paying for your car and paying for whatever perhaps luxuries that we've been led to believe are good for us. And people are wanting to get back to a much more simple way of life. And shamanic guidance can really help with that. It can really help people understand how interconnected we are with the seasons and how our life moves through different seasons, within our lives. So, the East is associated with new beginnings, new birth. The summer and the South is associated with childhood and the joy of childhood and community and abundance, and the West is associated with the waters and the flow and the ancestors and our middle life, our sort of adult life, if you like. And then the North and the winter is associated with the great mystery and death, really, the decay of death, and then all of that becoming food for the spring and the new growth and the new beginnings. And so I feel that, the teachings of the medicine wheel are so relevant today. The people think, that's perhaps North American stuff, or that's South American stuff, it's not relevant to us, but it's incredibly relevant. The Celtic tradition of the Wheel of the Year is the same sort of thing, just they have slightly different symbolism and what have you. But it's all incredibly relevant to our modern lives, and once you start learning about how the medicine wheel works on a daily basis, on a yearly basis, on a life basis, it becomes incredibly helpful and nourishing and empowering, really. So I think that's it for today. And there's very lovely fluffy clouds in the sky, and I understand we're about to go into yet another scary heat wave this weekend in the UK. So take care, all those people out there who perhaps don't do so well in the hot weather. But it's not, I think, when we don't have to worry quite as much as we're led to believe. It's dangerous. Anyway, we all need sunlight, and it's good to get out in the sunlight. Maybe the early morning sunlight is better than the afternoon hot sunlight. But have a good day, everybody, and speak to you soon.